Welcome to another Government and Aerospace briefing sponsored by AIT Worldwide Logistics. AIT is a global supply chain management company with more than 60 locations worldwide, providing sea, air, and ground solutions in nearly every industry. Today I'm joined by Bob McGee, Director of Government and Aerospace Operations with AIT. Welcome, Bob. How are we?
Hi, Andrew. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for taking the time today. Bob, you recently appeared as a panelist on FreightWaves' Government and Aerospace Shipping webinar, which included an extensive question and answer session with many inquiries from the audience. Since we ran out of time during the webinar today, we'd like to address a few of those questions that didn't get answered. How'd that sound?
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
All right, Bob. So the first question we wanted to revisit was about military cargo. An audience member asked, do you have issues shipping military parts on commercial aircraft? And is it sometimes easier to make the delivery via exclusive use vehicles like hotshots?
A really good question. So let me address the second part first. Absolutely, yes. It's always a best practice to work on using hotshots and exclusive use vehicles whenever possible for military goods. It's not a good idea to mix military goods with regular commercial LTL freight, for example. On shipping military goods around the world, movement on commercial aircraft is absolutely essential. There's simply not enough mil-air capacity for the military to move all of their freight, so you absolutely have to use commercial lift whenever possible. It's important to make sure you use the proper carriers, though. You don't want to use proscribed countries or carriers. And what that means is you can't use carriers that are forbidden by the U.S. government to carry military goods on their airplane or through certain countries that are not user-friendly to the United States of America is the best way to put it.
We've got a similar question next, Bob, and this one comes in about international shipments. This person asked what special arrangements must be made when you're asked to deliver or pick up a shipment in an area of the world that might be challenging due to armed conflict or animosity towards the United States?
That's a really good question, actually. It's really important that you understand the countries and the theaters that you're shipping to and from. Understanding the local traditions of those countries, understanding local customs regulations of those countries, and understanding the end user requirements for the military. One of the key things to succeeding is making sure that you align yourself with proper strategic business partners that know those countries and know the traditions and know the customs regulations. On the same side, at the U.S. side, as a freight forwarder, it's important to understand the compliance regulations and the export documentation requirements to make sure that you cross every single T and dot every single I to make sure your paperwork is in perfect order, your compliance is right, and you move the cargo properly into those countries so it gets into country and doesn't get delayed.
Finally, Bob, we had an audience member asking, what are the biggest opportunities for growth in government and aerospace shipping?
Well, from the government side, you're going to continue to see increased spending on government product as far as the military is concerned. You'll see replacement from military acquisition directly of goods in the United States, as well as defense contractors supplying the military with their products. You're going to see those things shipped around the world to replace old, worn-out components or components that have been destroyed because of activity. On the aerospace side, it's going to be a challenge. No facing it. There's the airline industry has been decimated. It's unbelievable what's happened to the airline industry this year. So the real focus is going to be on the MRO side of the business, which will include replacement of worn out parts on current aircraft, replacing aircraft engines with more fuel efficient equipment, and then looking at other opportunities that the MROs are bringing to the airline industry.
It certainly seems like there's a lot of opportunities still ahead, Bob. I want to thank you for your time and your insight today. And everyone, stay tuned to FreightWaves.com for more AIT Worldwide Logistics, Aerospace, and Government briefings.